At Beyond the Tenure Track, we believe that graduate students and PhDs have the skills, knowledge, and ability to thrive in diverse professional arenas. We are passionate about equipping students and PhDs to explore their options, take charge of their professional growth, and prepare for opportunities during and after their degree programs. We put all of this energy and commitment into delivering informative and engaging professional development and leadership development workshops. You have a range of options available to you. And we really try to take down that taboo between academic and non-academic. Which one do I do? And the situation is so fraught, I don't know which way to go. Instead, I want you to take an open view and think about, I have a range of skills that I am learning through my program. I have a range of subject matter expertise and content knowledge that's based on my research, that's based on the work that I'm doing with faculty members. And through this, I have a range of options that are available to me. Whether I want to become an entrepreneur, and I'll say a little bit about that for me, and I welcome any questions you have about that. Whether you want to go into industry, into government, if you want to continue doing research, but you want to do it in a different way, or you want to be a faculty member and continue doing the research that you've done and expand on it. You have options, and so part of our work here today is to show you how you have options and how to access those throughout your graduate career. And so I want to come and really encourage you to think about exploration as just that. It is not a transition yet, right? And maybe it never becomes a full transition, but you have to provide for yourself the space to explore and to ask these questions. And in exploration, you're all are researchers. It also takes some research, right? To know your options, it is coming to events like these, talking to alum, and also visiting your career services office. Thinking about, what do you enjoy doing? Now, I know in grad school you're like, well, I don't have time to do much of anything at this point. You know, if I'm not in a lab or if I'm not writing, I don't really have much. But I want you to recall volunteer activities, different organizations that you belong to now, maybe student organizations that you belong to. If you sit on a faculty committee and you're the student member of a faculty committee, also notice that as I'm giving these as examples, I'm dropping hints of things that you can do, right? That don't actually take a ton of time, but broaden out your experience and exposure. I had a student once who, she's like, you know, I've done work on youth issues, and so I really, and her issue or her work was really around sexuality and youth, right? And health. So sexuality, youth, and health. And so she really wanted to continue in that space, but just from a more practice-oriented perspective. So we're talking about, you know, how she sees herself doing work, what kinds of environment she wants to work in, and where she thought that because she was interested in youth, she had to actually work right alongside youth. She realized that, you know what, every experience that I've had working with teenagers, I didn't actually really enjoy sitting side beside them, working with them day in and day out. Maybe direct service provision is not the thing. What we found for her was that really the policy and think tank area around the issues of youth and sexuality and health were what were more really invigorating for her. So while someone else could have said, you know what, I'd rather be based in that community program, I want to be there on the ground developing programs. There's no right or wrong, but it's about coming to your who am I, so you know how to position yourself in the market. That particular student would not have done as well had she positioned herself for working within a community setting, assisting one-on-one with students. That was not really where her forte was.
That flowed naturally when we found the commonality. It was like, I can feel Shelby's remarks, and like there was a certain pressure in trying to remember, like, oh, I should probably talk about this and this. Mm-hmm. But then like when Janelle and I established the commonality, we're like, and then it flowed.
Here's what administrators and students are saying about our workshops.
Dr. Williams comes to us at the University of Tennessee with a wealth of knowledge about career planning, and it's something that our graduate students are really interested in, especially those who are in their third year and beyond. And she also talks a lot about transferable skills. These are things that are not really discussed in classrooms or in the Career Center. So she talks about those subjects that will help them be more marketable when they graduate. She also comes to us to talk about how to, create a CV versus a resume, which is very important because many of our graduate students are interested in academia, but we have some who are also interested in careers that are non-traditional.
My biggest takeaway from today's workshop is that it was really encouraging to know that there are options outside of academia, and she also inspired me to build on specific skills that will set me up for success whenever I start to look for these types of jobs. This workshop was unique because I didn't feel pressured to follow a career path in academia. I felt comfortable exploring other options outside.
Clear that how let us to be aware of what skills we really have and how to develop our transferable skills and how to discover more wide possible field that we can work with, so make our career path more wider or flexible.
We look forward to making your campus or conference workshop a success.